Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. There's Almanac Scott Selections here for Monday, May 29th. For again today's play of the day. Quick recap of what happened yesterday. Really not much to go through. Give it a look at play for Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals taking place on Monday. So if you want a basketball play, check out the video before this one. Also have the tennis parlay that's still pending as the matches officially start on Monday. It's actually going to be Monday and Tuesday. So the tennis parlay might take a couple days to complete. Hopefully we cash both those plays. But either way, moving on to the play that I hear for Monday. Going to look over to baseball. We're going to look at an afternoon game between the Rays and the Cubs, taking place at around 2:20 p.m. Eastern Time. And for this game, I'm going to take Tampa on the money line at minus 125 on BetMGM. Time recording of 2 a.m. Eastern Time. Covering why we're going to take Tampa in the spot. First reason, Tampa's been playing good baseball lately, as they have won 4 of their last 5 games, and they've also been very good offensively lately, as the Rays have scored at least 5 runs in each of their last 5 games. Meanwhile, the Cubs have been playing some bad baseball lately, as the Cubs have lost each of their last 4 games by at least 3 runs. And it's really nothing new, because the Rays have the best record in the league, and the Cubs currently have the worst record in the entire National League. So there's definitely a talent disparity between these teams. And look at the actual pitching matchup here. You have Bradley pitching for Tampa Bay. So far this season, his numbers have been okay, but he's been a lot better on the road than at home. So far this season on the road, 10 and a third innings pitched, 1.74 ERA. And Stroman is pitching for Chicago. Now, Stroman's been pretty good lately, and he's been solid at home. But the problem is that Tampa's actually done well against him in his career. Going through Tampa's active batters, they've had 42 career plate appearances against them. And in those 42 appearances, they have a 324 batting average and a 405 on base percentage. So Tampa, simply put, has done very well against Stroman in the past. And most of those appearances were probably when he was with Toronto. But the point is, it does seem like Tampa has a pretty good matchup here, historically speaking, and I think they should do enough to potentially open up a lead early on. But I gotta at least mention the wind here because it is Chicago, and the wind is blowing in at roughly 7.5 miles per hour, which should result in roughly a 17% decrease in runs and a 27% decrease in home runs. And I bring it up because Stroman really does not have an issue giving up home runs. Bradley does. So I actually do think that the wind blowing in might help Bradley out limiting the damage because, once again, he gives up a lot of home runs. But with the wind blowing in, that might end up killing a couple of home run balls and resulting in some fly ball outs instead. But looking at the main reason why I'm going to take Tampa, besides the fact of the much better team and the fact that it should be a low scoring game, which actually benefits Tampa because of the bullpens. And Chicago's bullpen has been one of the worst in the league. The Cubs have a 4.65 bullpen ERA, which is the 5th highest in the league. We just need Tampa to hang around. Maybe you'll remember the game we took Tampa in a couple of weeks ago against the White Sox. They were down late, and then the White Sox bullpen came in, and I think Tampa scored 10 runs in the 7th inning. So I'm not saying it's going to be that crazy, but I could see a low-scoring game where maybe Tampa's even trailing after 5 or 6 innings, but then Chicago's bullpen comes in and blows it. But I do think that with Chicago's bullpen being very underwhelming and the fact that the Rays have been so good offensively so far this season, I think Tampa's got a lot of advantages in the later innings, and I do think they can come from behind if needed. But to go through a trend here, the Rays have also been really good at series openers, and to go through the recent numbers for that, the Rays are 22-7 straight up in their last 29 series openers. So they tend to do a good job with either the scouting of their opponent or just by catching their opponents off guard, doing classic Tampa Bay things. But the point is, Tampa has been good in the past at jumping out to early series leads. And I do think that facing off against a Cubs team that is reeling right now and once again has the worst record in the National League, minus 125 just seems too cheap to me. I understand the arguments that Stroman's better than Bradley. I get that. But with the current form of both teams, both offensively, defensively, and with the bullpens, Tampa's much better, and I think minus 125 is a bit too cheap. So play that once again here for Monday, May 29th is going to be on the Rays money line at minus 125 on BetMGM. Bye, everyone.